Good evening and welcome to the 2021 Motorsport Australia State Awards for Tasmania. A very special thank you to our sponsors and very good friends at Shannons Insurance. My name is Cameron van den Dungen and I'll be hosting all of the award ceremony tonight, and I'm looking forward to sharing this, well, not in person, but over the airwaves with you. Before we do get started though, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we are all gathering tonight and pay my respects to the elders past, present and those emerging. What a huge year it's been in Tasmanian motorsport, and a huge thank you to all of our competitors, all of our officials and all of the families and friends that have worked tirelessly to keep motorsport alive and healthy in the Apple Isle. We're going to have a big night tonight, and I wish we could all gather in person. I would love for us to all gather in person, but the reality is the pandemic is still with us. I want you to rest assured though that the team at Motorsport Australia are doing everything they can to make sure that live events happen throughout 2022 and 2023. And I hope we can all meet again in person for the next awards ceremony to celebrate all of your successes from later this year. Before we do get into those ceremonies and handing out the awards and hearing from our recipients, let's now go to our Motorsport Australia President, Andrew Fraser.
Thanks, Cameron, and good to be with you all tonight. Can I also begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we gather and acknowledge their original enduring kinship. Can I acknowledge Kim Taylor as the State Council Chair and all the State Council representatives and State panel members. Can I also acknowledge Terry Atkinson as the Tasmanian elected director on the Motorsport Australia board, and say it's good to be with you tonight as you celebrate these awards. 2021 was, of course, another big year, another year impacted by the pandemic, but there was a fair chunk of motorsport that was able to take place in Tasmania, including hosting a supercars round. So to everyone who was involved in putting on motorsports at all level over the last year during the pandemic, thank you for doing that. One thing I did want to mention tonight was the actual numbers that we've done working with EY on the value of motorsport in Tasmania. So some of you will have heard of this, some of you may not, but on a night like tonight, where we are celebrating motorsport, perhaps also good to hear the actual hard numbers about what motorsport means to Tasmania in economic terms. And that is about $115 million of gross economic output. So that's a chunky number. That also supports a bit over 600 jobs, around 620 jobs to be more precise. So when you think about the sport that we all love, it's important to also think about the economic contribution it makes. That's what government and sponsors see, and as you know, we need all of them to support us to conduct motorsport in Tasmania and indeed around the country. So awards nights like tonight aren't possible without the support of our partners. And of course, tonight's awards for the 2021 year are supported by Shannons Insurance. Shannons Insurance have been a really long-standing and loyal partner for motorsport in this country. They've stood by us over the last couple of years of pandemic, and we're really grateful for their support tonight and into the future. And we look forward to working with them on many things well into the future. So tonight's also an opportunity just to mention a few things from the board table at Motorsport Australia about the sport in general. A big focus for us as we look to the year ahead is on facilities. The reality is that without the sort of facilities that we have in many places and we want to have in many places, our sport can't function. Other sports can obviously get a bit of relatively level dirt and a ball and get a game underway, but for our sport, we need something more than that. And so making sure that we protect our existing facilities, that we get the sort of investment and upgrades to existing facilities, and most importantly, plan for new facilities for the future is a real focus for us. That's requiring us to work more closely with governments at all levels, whether from councils or state and at a federal level. And that's something that we've been working hard on over the last little while, and finding that we are getting more success, getting more funding into the sport from governments, and motorsport getting its fair share. That's something that we want to keep working at, and that's a state-by-state proposition. And so we are looking to work with all governments on that front. For us, when it comes to working with government to get that funding into our sport, then government obviously has expectations. They've got their own requirements, and the community has its own expectations. And one area where we are seeing a lot of change is on sustainability. we need to make sure that as a sport that we are not just part of the problem, but indeed, I think we can be part of the solution. If you look at things like safety, where the innovations in motorsport have driven a lot of the safety uplifts that have then flowed through into the broader car industry, into the cars that we all drive each day, then also the same story can be said about sustainability, driving efficiency, driving some of the world's most efficient engines, and the technology that's been developed in motorsport, both in Australia and globally, in things like hybrid technology that you now see in mainstream automobiles and cars. There's a role for motorsport here to be part of the solution. But we also need to look at what that means for the sport more generally. I don't envisage a future anytime soon where all motorsport is electrified, but I also think we can't sit here and pretend that things won't change. So for me, a big part of that is about sustainable fuels, how we can keep the essence of motorsport. And that means the sights, the sounds, and even the smell of motorsport that we all love. And so looking at partnerships around where we can be part of the solution for finding more sustainable fuels to meet that sustainability challenge that we can see coming down the pipeline at us is a big focus for us strategically as we look ahead. For us, one of the other things that is a real focus is on the officials front, on the participants front. Everywhere I go, in every track, whether it's at Morgan Park or at a hill climb or at a supercars event, the same story about I hear from our volunteers and from participants. How do we get more people involved? How do we get young people involved? How do we get more women and girls involved? And so for all of you, that starts with those of you who are interested in the sport and giving your time to it, but it also falls to the board and to the management team to make sure that we are encouraging people from all walks of life. As I said, more women and girls, and then also people from different backgrounds. I just want to make a particular shout out to the Racing Together initiative, which some of you may have heard about, an all-Indigenous race team supported by Gary and Monique Connolly. Many of you will know Gary has been a long-time servant of motorsport in this country, and that initiative is the sort of example, the sort of undertaking that really provides the leadership to increase the tent for people to be involved in motorsport at all levels. Finally, a quick word on safety. We all have an obligation to ourselves, whether we're on the track or on a circuit or in whatever form of motorsport, the safety obligation we owe to each other to try and make our sport, which we know the excitement and thrill of it comes from the very essence of motorsport. We've got to make sure that we use all that we can to be the safest we can be. So I like to talk about managed risk that's fit for purpose for motorsport, whether that's, as I said, on a circuit or in another environment. And that means having the right leadership, having the right technology and the right rules in place to make sure that we can make motorsport as safe as it can be. We are making some changes on that front, more changes to come. And as ever, that's the first obligation for those of us at Motorsport Australia. Finally, as we look to 2022, well, it feels like for a long time we've all been talking about when normal will return. Well, maybe there is no such thing as normal anymore, but as we do look ahead, we can be optimistic. We can see that there will be the capacity for more events, for a return to something that approximates normal. And for all of us who love to get to a circuit, to get out in a forest or to hurl along a desert track, that's not too far away. That's happening now, and hopefully 2022 sees a lot more of it happening. I'm personally optimistic about what the year will bring for our sport, from whether that's the return of the Grand Prix finally to, at the other end of the spectrum, one of the victims of the pandemic, of course, has been our National Auto Test Championships. So this year, looking forward to seeing Motorcana, Carnacross, Hill Climb all back on the agenda, as well as the state championships. So as we look ahead, reasons to be optimistic and reasons, as ever, for us to keep our eye on the ball and make sure that we do lead well and that we do keep motorsport strong in this country. Finally, to each and every person in the room, thanks for what you do. Thanks for what you contribute to the sport that we all love. It's the people in the room tonight who do make up the sport, who make motorsport happen. I'm personally grateful for the ability to be involved, and I'm grateful to all of you for what you contribute. So congratulations to all the award winners and have a good evening. Back to you, Cameron.
Thank you, Andrew. It's going to be a huge year in motorsport in Tasmania, I agree. Now, from our President of Motorsport Australia, let's now hear from the Tasmanian State Council Chair, Kim Taylor.
Hi everybody, this is Kim Taylor, Chairman of State Council of Tasmania. This is a new concept for 2021 trophy presentation stroke annual dinner via Zoom. Just reiterating of what's happened in 2021. We had most of our competition was unaffected by COVID. There was some restrictions on numbers at various circuits, but generally we performed fairly well. National events, unfortunately, there was delays in supercars and a number of other events. One disappointing one was for Motorsports Club of Tasmania losing the entries from the Big Island for the Carnicross, Australian Carnicross Championship. But they decided to run the new course, and we ran a state championship Carnicross, and that was very successful. Rallying, unfortunately, rallying is in decline, but we are working with the rally panel to try and make some inroads and get competitors and back into the forest and competing. We are intending to, in 22, run rally sprints, but in 2021, there was some difficulty with rallying. Circuit racing, that went very well this year, 2021. And all categories had good class, good levels, and one of the surprisingly good ones was the sports sedans resurgence, and there's a lot more new sports sedans coming on. I hope you all enjoy your trophies, and it should be a very good year for 2022 now that we've opened our borders up again. Anyway, have a good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kim. Well, without further ado, it's time to get tonight underway. And let us start in the hill climb world. It's my pleasure to congratulate and welcome our 2021 Tasmanian Hill Climb Champion, Rod Bender. Rod has been generous enough to send through a video acceptance speech. So take it away, Rod.
G'day. I'm delighted to have won the 2021 Tasmanian Hill Climb Championship. It's the first event that I've done in my radical. Having bought it 3 years ago, it took a bit longer to get to compete in it than I'd hoped, and that was due to a bout of cancer that I've been struggling with. And I am really grateful that I've now returned to good enough health to start and compete again. This championship wouldn't have been possible without the help of many other people. And the first and most important one I should mention is my wife, Fiona. She's happy for me to spend a lot of time and money on my passion. And without her support, this wouldn't have been possible. And there's also the frequent times when I need help in the garage to lift something or to hold something, and she's always willing to come and do that, which also I'm very grateful for. Next is my ever reliable pit crew, Roger and Dan Evans. Lifelong friends, share my passion with motorsport, and I really do enjoy spending time at the track with them. And it's been fantastic to be able to share those times and to get their support, without which I couldn't have competed. Events like these are hard to run, and people like me really should be grateful for the people organising and volunteering at these events, and as well as the other competitors, without which there wouldn't be much of a competition. And I think the really good thing about our sport is that there's some great people amongst that group, and I'm really grateful to have made some good friends and acquaintances from within the sport. And finally, I'd like to say congratulations to all the other winners. These things are not easy to win, and come with a lot of hard work in the background and a lot of support from many people. And I think to everybody, I'd like to say well done. Thank you.
Well said, Rod. Next, can you please congratulate our 2021 Tasmanian Super Sprint champion? It's Bill Rattray. Bill has also sent in this message for us to enjoy.
Hello, I'd like to thank a few people. Karen and Emily, the Light Car Club, especially Kim and John, Rosemary and Ian. I know that there's a lot of work goes into what you've done during the year, and it's very much appreciated. The other competitors, I'd like to thank you, and everyone that comes along and makes the day happen with their volunteering and helping out. Thank you very much. As far as the car goes, I'd like to thank Bradley Sheriff at Racetech. He's been absolutely fantastic. Nothing's been too much trouble for him. Nathan Clark, always available when needed. Thank you, Nathan. So thank you on those two. I'd also like to thank the doctors and staff at the Launceston General Hospital, especially Dr. Hong Ning and Dr. Lika Hendaratharana for everything you have done for me. And I'd also like to thank Tina Karidakis for your care and support, encouragement. Without your help, I would not have been able to compete in these events during the year. So it was very much appreciated. Thank you, Tina. So I don't think I've forgotten anyone. If I have, thank you all.
Thank you, Bill. Just one of our many worthy award winners tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honour to announce our 2021 Tasmania Motorcarna champion. Please join me in congratulating our champion, Stephen Turner. Let's hear from Stephen and get some insights into his exploits in 2021.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks to Motorsport Australia for this award. I'm very proud to accept this on behalf of my club as well, Motorsports Club of Tasmania. I had a really good season last year, three round wins from 4, and managed to secure the championship. I'd like to thank my sponsors B Select Moona and Kumo Tyres for their support, and hopefully I can have another good season this year and try for the 3rd state title in a row. Have a good night, everyone.
Well done, Stephen. Our focus now turns to our next winner, and it gives me great pleasure to announce Luke Howe is the winner of the 2021 Tasmanian Carna Cross Championship. Amazing effort, Luke. Congratulations again. It's at this time of the night that we'd normally be celebrating our 2021 Tasmanian Rally Championship winners. But unfortunately, as many of you will be aware, we were unable to have a championship in 2021. It certainly wasn't the only motorsport event in the country that was impacted by external factors. But we know the Rally Championship will return soon. And in 2022, we will also see a return of the Australian Rally Championship with the new and improved Rally Launceston in June. From rally to off-road, it's time to celebrate the successful season of those who impressed in the 2021 Tasmania Off-Road Series. Our winners for 2021 are now on your screen. Our 2021 Tasmanian Off-Road Series outright winner is John Walker. The outright Navigator top prize goes to Damien Colgan. First place in the Pro Light Buggy class is Chris Branch. The winner in the 1650 class, congratulations to Sharon Salzberger. And in the side-by-side class, put your hands together for Paul Colgan. Next, I'm proud to reveal the winner of our very special off-road award. It's the 2021 Tasmanian Off-Road Series Off-Road Person of the Year Award. I'm pleased to announce that Andrew Gifford is our recipient of this award. Congratulations, Andrew. It's certainly been a pleasure to celebrate our winners so far, and there's still plenty more to come. But first, let's take a look at some of the highlights from Australian motorsport in 2021. An exciting year to remember, with another already well underway. It's time now to focus on our circuit racing winners for 2021. And what a year it was across a range of categories that make Tasmanian motorsport so special. Let's start the celebrations with our 2021 Tasmanian Circuit Racing Championship Formula V 1200 winner. It's Wade McLean. Congratulations, Wade. Now I have the honour of congratulating our Sports GTA winner, David Payne. Next, it's congratulations to our Sports GTB winner, David Walker. Congratulations, David. In Sports GTC, your 2021 champion is Mick Williams. Well done, Mick. Moving to the HQ Holdens, and our 2021 winner is Phil Ashland.
Hi, I'm Phil Ashland, and it gives me great pleasure to have won the Tasmanian HQ Racing Championship again. I say again, but it's still as rewarding as any other. It's a big achievement to win a championship, and this being number 6 is special in its own way, as I'm the first HQ driver to win 6 championships, and along with that, it clocked up 100 race wins and broke the lap record at Symmons Plains. So 2021 was a pretty good year for us. But saying that, it wasn't an easy win. The championship was still challenging, and it come down to the last round. So thanks to Otis Corbell for putting up a really good challenge and making it very interesting. The success we've had over the years would not have been possible without the amazing crew that we've got backing me in. Big Ed, Dad, Mum, Sam, Gino, anyone else that's been around over the years. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes, and the car's always at 110%, and that's what wins races. Thanks to my sponsors, also, without their help, we wouldn't be out on the track. Howe Automotive, Ed Development Race Fabrications, Claremont Crash Repairs, Hobart Powder Coaters, Tringrove Industries. A special thank you to my partner Claire for her ongoing support and bringing the kids Addison and Ruben out to watch their dad race. It means a lot. Finally, thank you to Mum and Dad. Without them, a dream of motorsport wouldn't be alive. And if Shane was still here, he'd be proud to see where we're at now. So 2022, bigger things to come.
An impressive year. Well done, Phil. In the racing and sports cars sprints, the 2021 title goes to Phil Sutton. Turning to the improved production winner, congratulations, Jared House. And in the historic touring cars, I'm pleased to welcome Michael Cross as our 2021 winner. And Michael has prepared this video message for us tonight.
G'day, Mick Cross here. How lucky were we to have a full season of racing in 2021 compared to the rest of the country. Thanks to the car clubs, the volunteers, and Donald Potter for making that happen. For me personally, winning the state championship for Group N was very special. 4th time for me in this car in 20 odd years. On top of that, the Hobart Sporting bestowed upon me the Sportsman of the Year award, which was very humbling. And in my very last race last year, getting a personal best time in this car was amazing as well. So I've had a big year. Really appreciate the help and support and the fun and shenanigans from my team in Phil Brown, Mick Truman, Peter Cashin, my dad, and Dazza and Corinne. who puts up with me spending countless hours out here on the trainer through the year, and it's what we do to get the cars to the track. Really appreciate it, and the trophy goes to you guys. To the Group N competitors that ran last year, a great bunch of guys. In particular, I'll miss a few, but Scotty Taylor had a big year. Lockie Thomas screaming around little escorts and running into the odd person occasionally, but that's all good. We straightened them up. Scotty Cordwell, Lee Woolley, Phil Shepherd, Milo, to name a few. So great bit of racing through that and a fair bit of fun. We ran the first couple of meets in the purple car so I could get to Bathurst with the orange one. So huge thanks to Paul Spencer for loaning me that car. Really appreciate it. To all the competitors that ran last year, well done. And congratulations to all the winners in the respective categories. Well done for 2021, and we'll see you at the track in 2022. Take care.
Congratulations again, Michael. Now, a growing category across Australia. It's my pleasure to congratulate the 2021 Tasmanian Circuit Racing Championships winner for the Hyundai Excels. Please congratulate Charlie Parker.
Hey everyone, the 2021 Tasmanian XL Championship has been an absolute ball and a dream of mine for so long. I feel very privileged and lucky to have had these sponsors and all these people help me this year, and I'm excited to go racing again in 2022. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Charlie. Ladies and gentlemen, your next award winner this evening is the historic regularity winner, Bruce Thomas.
I'm very pleased to receive the award as the Regularity Series winner for 2021. It was a great year with lots of vigorous competition, especially with my RBMM teammates, Rick Burt, Brian Atkins and Paul Giddings. But I think what set the year off for me was the large number of competitors at each round. Over the course of the year we had more than 50 competitors. A lot of them Barsky 1000 graduates like me, which is great to see, and I know that some of those people are progressing to racing in the next year. I would like to thank my sponsors, Ali Mohammed from Powerstroke Automotive, Rick Burt from RBMM Vehicle Transport, Andy Morrison and Brett Pitfield from Signworks, and Mohammed from the Albert Road store. I'm looking forward to next year. The camaraderie in regularity was fabulous in 2021, and I'm sure that will continue in 2022. I'd also like to send a big shout out to the Light Car Club of Tasmania and the Hobart Sporting Car Club for hosting the Circuit Racing Championship, and also a massive thank you to all the volunteers and officials without whom motorsport wouldn't exist. I'm in great admiration for your willingness to step up each and every round. Thank you so much.
And our final 2021 Tasmanian Circuit Racing Championship winner in sports sedans, please congratulate Lawrence Williams.
Hi guys, well, 2021 Tasmanian Sports Sedan Champion. Taken a while, been in this game quite a long time, but pleased to finally have one. So I would like to thank a few people, my lovely wife Melinda, crew Alex and Tim, and of course Motorsport Tasmania and Hobart Sporting Car Club, Light Car Club, and all the volunteers. We can't do this without them, so thanks guys. Who knows what the motorsport brings for the future, but the little old girl and the little old man will be around for a while hopefully, so always had a love for sports sedans, and hopefully in Tassie we can go on to bigger and better things. Thanks guys.
It's now time to pay tribute to those people and events that have made a significant contribution in 2021, as we announce 3 very special awards to round out this evening's celebrations. Firstly, the Tasmanian State Event of the Year. And the 2021 award goes to the Motorsports Club of Tasmania for the Tasmanian Carnacross Championship. Congratulations to everyone involved. The 2021 Tasmanian Carnacross Championship evolved from 2 failed years of trying to host the Australian Carnacross Championship. Unfortunately, both times previously were cancelled due to COVID. Over 2 years, many hours were put in by a small committee of 8 people led by Matt von Bertok. The club created 2 purpose-built gravel tracks at Symmons Plains Raceway to host the event on, and had club members spend multiple weekends over 10 months to get the tracks suitable and ready for competition. After the second time cancelling the event, the committee decided to continue with the event and host it as the first ever Tasmanian Carnacross Championship, with 50 drivers, including 10 juniors from all around the state, attending from multiple clubs. The weekend didn't go without hiccups, with heavy rain the day before, leaving the grass section set out for competition waterlogged and unable to be used. Friday night before the event was spent designing new tracks on the tarmac to allow competition to go ahead. The event was enjoyed by all competitors, with most asking at some stage over the event for it to be conducted again in 2022. The first ever Tasmanian Carnacross Championship was very well accepted by the motorsport community. With 10 juniors, there was a wide range of drivers, from circuit competitors to rally and hill climb to motorcarna, participating from all around the state. A full complement of officials and a very dedicated committee were all on hand to make it happen. The precedent has been set for a long-running Tasmanian Carnacross Championship into the future. Well done to everyone involved. Our next award is the 2021 Tasmanian Future Star. And a hearty congratulations to Joshua Webster. Josh has shown a very mature approach to his racing both on and off the track, with a professional can-do attitude, and is only too willing to help fellow competitors with his vehicle setup knowledge and mechanical know-how. He is a very well-respected competitor, known for his clean, hard but fair racing. Through Josh's positive and professional approach to his racing, he has been named both a Penrite Oil and Motivate Ambassador. During Josh's short racing career, he has attained 2 state championships, back-to-back 2019 and 2020. Previous lap record holder at both Symmons Plains and Basketball Raceway, been awarded the Hobart Sporting Car Club Rookie of the Year and awarded the Hobart Sporting Car Club Young Clubman of the Year 2019. During the 2020 season, Josh qualified in pole position and won every race for the entire championship. Josh also has a good following on his Webster Motorsport Facebook and Instagram pages. 2021 started off with the Race Tasmanian doubleheader at Symmons Plains, where Josh had some fantastic battles at the front of the pack, finishing in P2 for the round. The following weekend was held at Basketball, where he was in the thick of things again, taking out the round, giving him P1 overall for the combined weekend. Next, it was off to Bathurst for his rookie taste of the mountain, where after limited practice he was able to move forward and finish overall inside top 10 with 8th place outright. Then it was off to Winton Raceway as part of the V8 support category, but unfortunately, after arriving at the hotel, it was straight back home and into 14 days home quarantine due to COVID-19, and with the event being cancelled. When the car was able to be transported back to Tasmania, and due to the lockdowns on the mainland, the next event was our local TCRC round at Symmons Plains, where he qualified in pole position and won every race on his way to a clean sweep for the weekend.
First of all, I'd just like to thank my family, especially Dad and Pop, for the time that they both put in. Every business I have backing me, thank you very much. To be named Tasmanian Rising Star for 2021 is something pretty cool, and it would certainly take a lot to top this moment, so thank you.
Well done, Josh. And our final award for tonight is the 2021 Tasmanian State Official of the Year. Please congratulate Wayne Richards. Wayne has been contributing to motorsport for a long period of time, with officials accreditation such as Silver Steward, Bronze Fire and Rescue, Event Assessor and Motorsport Australia Course Presenter. Wayne worked Tasmanian Fire Services, District Officer, moving to State Emergency Service later as a Regional Manager. He is also the Series Steward for State Circuit Racing Championships in Tasmania, performing the role for the last 3 years. Combining his personal background with motorsport, Wayne has also served as First Intervention Vehicle Officer when Light Car Club Tasmania ran touring road events. The Mini Targa event, Mountain Circuit Challenge. He has also been FIV with Targa. And Wayne has prepared this video message for us all this evening.
It's with great honour and pride that I received the 2021 Tasmanian State Official of the Year Award. My interest in motorsport started about 55 years ago when my dad took me to the bush out the back of Burnie to watch some rally cars. I was cold and wet and seemed to wait for hours to watch them go past as they bashed their way through the mud, but I was smitten with the sport. Years later, I'd become involved in motorsport as a competitor, somewhat successful in rallying with the Northwest Car Club. Public safety has always been part of my working life, and my involvement with motorsport has continued by bringing public safety, my involvement with safety and rescue crews into both circuit and rallying. I've also been greatly appreciative of the opportunity to have some great exposure to events at all levels of motorsport. For a while I did all the rounds of the ARC as part of the FIV safety crews. I'd like to acknowledge also that I've had some wonderful opportunities in both race control and stewarding. I'd like to acknowledge some terrific people that have helped me. They've introduced me, encouraged, mentored and supported me along the way. I'd like to especially acknowledge Brian Richardson and Roger Brown from South Australia for my formative years of stewarding. In more recent years, the advice and guidance from Ross Ferguson and Lynn Rattray has been greatly appreciated. The last couple of years have been quite unsettled with COVID and the ever-changing environment in regards to how we conduct events. But we've managed to get through, and it's always been with a regard to everyone's health and safety. I'd like to take time to remind everyone, competitors, senior motorsport officials, volunteers, of the huge workload and behind-the-scenes activities, the endless hours that are undertaken to bring an event to fruition. Event organisers and secretaries deserve a huge acknowledgement for the work they do to plan and manage events. So many of us just turn up on the day, find everything is magically in place. But finally, in accepting the Tasmanian Official of the Year Award, I do that in recognition of all our volunteer officials who enable clubs to host events at grassroots level. There have been a few events in recent times where we've struggled to have enough officials, but we've always managed to get through that and be able to put people in all the key positions so that we can have a safely conducted event. Motorsport's a great recreational activity, so please promote your interest, encourage your friends to become involved and continue to enjoy the sport with passion. Thank you very much.
Well done, Wayne. Richly deserved. Congratulations to all of our winners tonight. It's clear to see for all that Tasmanian motorsport is in very, very good hands. Now, if you've missed any of the awards tonight, fear not. These presentations, this ceremony will be available on demand via the Motorsport Australia website or the Motorsport Australia YouTube channel. So make sure you check in just to revisit and relive this wonderful night of celebration. I'm going to take this moment to thank the Motorsport Australia team that are behind the scenes helping put together tonight's production, tonight's ceremony. It's been no mean feat in the COVID times to put these events together, so a big thank you to everyone at Motorsport Australia that's been involved. I'm Cameron Van den Dungen and it's been an absolute privilege to help bring you these awards tonight. And on behalf of the entire Motorsport Australia family, we thank you again for your tireless service to the sport, and we cannot wait to see you in person next year for the 2022 awards.